Something happened here. There's someone you all know. She's fine. At least she is now. Yeah. And I'm going to throw those rags away in a minute too, but they're sure to be a fairly a nice colour, those rags. Not exactly the blue that they are at the moment. Yeah, things had to be done around here. Mainly just to protect said pussy here, which she's alright now, I think, but she's been a little bit edgy because she realised what happened. Anyway, I just added something to the bin. And there's a nice little brass thing in the bin as well. You can work it all out. Anyway, that other cat was here, the completely black one. I've realised this cat's been here for a year or more. It's probably older than I thought. It might be even as old as her. Yeah, I used to hear a lot of carry-on over the last year, late at night, with another cat fighting with Black Kitty out the front of the bedroom, somewhere in the box thorns in front of the house, it usually was. I've come to work it out, it was that black cat that I've been feeding for the last 6 weeks. Occasionally I see him over there on the ridge just in front of all the road there, and I seen him once. I had the big torch out and he's walking down the paddock there. And you know, fed this thing for 6 weeks, realised that I still can't get near it. I'm probably never going to be able to get near it. And these random cat fights that were going on, well, it turns out he was the culprit, and I caught him in the act a few times. And I haven't said much, but about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting in the sewing room there uploading stuff with the computer, and oh shit, blood on my shirt as well. And anyway, I was there loading stuff up, uploading videos, and of course I'd been in there for a while because I was waiting, and you know, I was doing a fair few, and they were the higher definition ones that just taken a bit longer. And I hear this colossal fucking shitstorm, and then next thing, bang, and against me bedroom door there's all this banging and clanging, and I've got off the seat in the sewing room, and as you know, the doors from the bedroom to the sewing room are more or less bump and bump, and shot through, opened the door, and he's there standing in the kitchen back a few steps looking at me, and he's been tearing the hell out of Black Kitty. There's bits of fucking fur on the ground. She's pissed all over the fucking floor. So I'm sitting there trying to wipe it all up with the antibacterial wipes and all this, and thinking, you bastard. Anyway, a week goes by, and I'm fucking having breakfast. And I'm sitting there, I got me coffee, I'm just buttering me toast, I'm sipping a bit of coffee and that. And, you know, here's the front door right here, and this is the veranda in here, and on these plastic panels there, I come bowling out with a fucking, all I had was a pair of scissors on the table, come bowling out. She's on her back, as a defensive thing they do, she was on her back in the corner there, not right at the end, but on this plastic panel here, about there, and on her back with all 4 claws up in the air, and he's hovering over like this. And as I come out around here, he looked at me, but she's still going, "Ow!" with the claws facing upwards. It's a defensive move that if anything gets near them, they're facing all 4 claws first, you know, like all 4 feet first. And then he's looked at me, he's gone to run up through here, and he's got sort of on the little fucking washing machine thing here, somewhere around here near that box, and I've been standing right here, And I'm thinking, if this bastard comes through this door, I don't care if I get bitten right through the fucking hand and out the other side. I'm going to stab this fucking to death with the scissors. And he saw the look in my eye, and he went back out to the back there. And one of these weatherboards that are put on, they don't go right to the bottom, and there's a little bit of a gap, because you see that isn't right to the... And there's a gap, and he shot out through that gap between the bottom of the plastic panel and the last weatherboard that, you know, there's a bit of a gap, and he got through there. Okay, so they're not fighting every 2 to 3 weeks. Now, now it's sort of that happened. It's either a week or might have been 2 weeks after. You know, from the original maybe every 2 or 3 week carry on that she'd have with a cat that turns out was him. Lo and behold, I'm there pulling the car apart because I wanted to have a look at, you know, what the head looked like inside and all that. That's just the old banger out. So I want to have a look. It's got the variable cam timing, which is like VTEC or VVTI. Well, there's a Ford version called VCT, variable cam timing. So I want to have a bit of a look at that. So I'm pulling stuff apart out there and whatnot. Lo and behold, someone else realised I was out there and come out to hang around with me and bought a rabbit she killed out there with her. Anyway, I went back inside and she was still, I don't know, eating a bit of the rabbit or playing around out there, doing whatever she does, which is a lot of just sleeping and walking around randomly. And I was inside here. This is 3 days after the bullshit that happened in the veranda. 3 days later, fucking, and I thought, oh shit, I think it's coming from out there. I ran out to the old green truck and the old white sedan out there, the one that you'll see in a video of a particular concept you'll see. You've probably seen it before heaps of times anyway. And fucking she's stuck up underneath the truck, like on top of a muffler or the drive shaft or something, trying to avoid him. And I just see him jumping through the grass, boom, boom, boom. And he sort of come back through to the big water tank out there. And I thought, you motherfucker. And I knew it was him, and, you know, I said to my father, look, fuck me, that is 3 days apart. What's next? Is this going to happen every day now or something, you know? And she's been very paranoid. Every time I open the front door to walk outside, like in the mornings, I usually open the door, go outside, go to the toilet or whatever sort of thing. And sometimes I get stuff in my car, but often enough, you know, you open the door in the morning to go and do stuff. Throw something in the recycle or whatever sort of thing. And so anyway, every time I open the door, she's like, and I'm trying to walk out and she's like in front of me fucking holding up, trying to look and check if he's there. And she's just getting terribly paranoid about walking out the door at all and all this bullshit, all because she's thinking of she's going to get torn to shreds. And, you know, she's getting spooked easier too. Like I bring home shopping and instead of just going over and having a sniff of the shopping, she'd be looking at the bag and she'd be walking up like she's shit scared of anything that changes, even throwing clothes on the floor in the bedroom. Oh, she's fucking scared of it. She's just got a general scared paranoia feeling in general. Initially I thought maybe her eyesight was starting to fail and that's why she couldn't recognise that was only a shirt on the floor, or that it was only a shopping bag with a bit of stuff, and yet she's really scared of these things, and it's just the general fear level is raised from this motherfucker attacking her all the time, you know, and that's really what it is. And I really don't think it's a sight at all. But anyway, I had to spend a lot of money on a trap, $140. It's one of the most overpriced SOBs. I've had some fun with it. Fucking chainsaw too. Spark plug issues with it. And then the stupid spark plug connector fucked up. And the blasted spark plug connector itself doesn't even seem conductive. I've never seen shit. I've fixed it with the most ridiculous way involving a bit of aluminium foil. But anyway, never mind the cheap shit chainsaw. I don't know how good the oil is going on the fucking thing either. Whatever. I'm getting so much cut. I'm probably going to be able to do the job regardless with it anyway. Anyway, that's the expensive trap, but long story short, brother-in-law borrowed their neighbours up in New South Wales and had a little oopsie and kind of broke it, and they've been hanging on to it for a while, and sister said, well, we're really going to go and get him another one for himself, like, you know, one for the neighbour to give back to the neighbour. So they're going to keep the one that's they bent up a little bit and buy that one off me and give it back to the neighbour. Because, yeah, she doesn't like the idea of borrowing things for 3 years at a time or 5 years at a time. And she said, we've got to start, yeah, they've given a few things back that have been a long-term borrow, and, you know, basically, the last thing on the agenda is that trap. The door was open. We've got a fucking drone here too. There's some arsehole's got a drone. It's about, I don't know what it is. It's hard to tell. 6 to 8 foot long, and it's an actual jet engine drone. And they fucking play around here sometimes. It gives them shit. Here it is. Probably not going to be able to see it. You might be able to hear it. Should be able to definitely hear that. It's not small anyway. I'd say it's at least 3 or 4 foot long. It's really hard to tell if it's fucking 3 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot or 10 foot. But it's jet powered. Anyway, yeah, she just made the door flop closed and jumped about 2 foot herself. But anyway, that's the story with that. I'm glad that's dealt with. She can rest in peace. I don't have to hear her getting torn to shreds in the middle of the night or in broad daylight. And yeah, so that's the end of that. Turns out he was actually a tomcat, so there you go.